The secret to 10 handicap golf is knowing how to miss. I'm not going to pure the ball every time. I'm not even going to hit it clean every time. But what I can do is meticulously plan every single shot so that when I have a miss hit or bad contact, it's not going to put me into big trouble. It's going to put me in a place that I can manage, because after I hit a bad shot, the new goal is bogey. And by playing smart going for bogey, I often have a look at par anyway. So on this first tee shot, we got a tree 240 on the left, we got sand 255 on the right, and we got OB down the right side. We don't want to mess with that. So I'm cheating my aim a little to the left here and taking a 5-wood, which I know will stay short of that tree and water on the left. I'm able to advance one really nicely down the left-hand side of the fairway, putting myself in great position on this first par 5. For my second shot, I'm looking at that tall tree on the right. I've been trapped behind that way too many times. So I pick a club that'll leave me short of that tree and keep me safe for a nice, easy approach onto the green to hopefully get my green in regulation and have an easy 2-putt par.
Oh, topped it.
But I topped it. But that's okay. It's a par 5. We're not in dire straits yet. We got about 160 yards into the hole, and we're just going to aim at the middle of the green. The flag's on the left, but if you miss left side, you're short-sided and you have a very difficult chip. So I'm pretending the flag's not even there, aiming center of the green and swinging smooth. Hit that really clean. It actually ends up bouncing off the backside. Not a big deal.
A little long.
We got an easy Texas wedge here, just trying to get it close so I can get up and down, keep my par, and move on. This putt broke a lot more than I thought it was going to and left me about 6 feet, 7 feet for my par putt. Very makeable still. And it just slipped to the left on me. Tap in bogey. That's okay. We're just move along. We're happy. So every shot we want to be thinking about what gets us in trouble. If I go long and right, I'm in trouble. If I go left at all, I'm in trouble. So once again, I'm not going to play a driver. I'm hitting a 3-wood here, and I know if I go right, I'll be okay because that fairway opens up. I just got to stay on the fairway. In order to do that, I got to go 3-wood, not driver. And that's what I exactly did with this shot. Is I took my 3-wood a little bit to the right, but I was just fine because it was 3-wood and not a driver.
A little right. Should be okay.
And now I have 110 yards into a 2-tiered green. We got sand short of the green, so we want to make sure we're long enough to clear it. And I didn't quite hit that clean. I did clear the sand, but I didn't make it up onto the top tier. But we are on the green, so we got to look at a 2-putt for par. It is kind of a crazy one. It's got a slope and a side bank. We're about 35, 36 feet out. Bank's hard on that side slope, but once it clears it, straightens out. Left myself about 6 feet on this comebacker for par. Took my time, got the line I wanted. Gonna take a confident stroke here.
Ooh.
And we put it in the hole. That's a par. 1 over through 2. Let's move on. Now, hole 3, you see OB running down the entire left side, so we're going to cheat our aim to the right. Right side's completely safe. It's possible to get kind of stuck behind one of those trees, but not anything horrible. We're cheating our aim to the right. We're playing smart. See what happens.
Oh, that's slicey.
Started right and sliced more right. We're in the other fairway. Great lie, great position, leaving us about 140 yards to the green. We got sand on the front side, so our biggest priority is clearing that sand. I took a 9-iron, which I know is enough club for me to get over that sand. Hit a clean shot, made it over the sand, put it on the green, and once again, we're there in regulation looking at a 2-putt par. Now, when we are this far from the hole, we're not trying to make it. We're trying to stop it within 3 feet or less. I imagine a 6-foot diameter circle surrounding the hole that I'm trying to stop the ball in. Takes the pressure off of the next putt and make sure I can pop it in here, which I do. Nice tap in par. We're moving along. On to hole 4. Kind of the same idea as hole 3. I'm looking at water on the left side at about 270. Right side is wide open. No matter how far I miss on the right, I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be okay. So once again, I cheat my aim out to the right. If I get my draw, great. If I don't get my draw, no biggie. I'm still going to be okay. This time I did not get my draw, pushed it out to the right, but I'm going to have a wide open look for my approach to the green. I'm safe and I'm happy. On my approach shot here, once again, the green's guarded by sand on the front, so I want to make sure I go long enough to clear that sand so I don't even have to think about it. I caught this shot just a bit thin, and it's going to go over the green. No big deal. We can try to get an up and down. If we don't get the up and down, we get a bogey, which we can live with. This one was a little scary. The green slopes pretty hard after you go past the hole, which is hard to see in this video. I went a little light on my chip to be safe and avoid it screaming down that hill, but it did leave me a little bit scarier putt.
That's a scary one.
About 8 feet left to the hole. I suck at reading green, so I like to use aim point. You just stand about halfway between the ball and the hole. Feel your weight if it shifts onto one foot or the other.
Hair to the right.
Gives you a better idea of what your putt's going to do. Here, I thought it was going a hair to the right. Picked my line, took a confident stroke. It wasn't that
I was
confident.
scared.
I was scared of going off that ridge off the backside. It's okay. We got a 2-putt bogey. No biggie. Moving on. We got a par 3, once again guarded by sand. We want to take enough club to get over that sand. That's the most important thing on this shot. I was able to hit it clean, past the sand, on the green. Once again, green in regulation. Once again, we're looking for a 2-putt par. We got about 40 feet on this putt and hit a really nice looking lag putt. Left ourselves a nice easy tap in for par. Really like how this round's going. We're playing smart. Now, driver has been a bit erratic today, so I'm keeping it in the bag for this one with that water on the right side. I took a 5-wood, which I know can't reach the water or that sand, and hit it straight at the sand, left it short of the sand, and put myself in a great position on the fairway. Now, this is a par 5. No need to be a hero, so I take a 6-iron out. Now, I'm trying to aim at that tree, but look where my feet are aimed. Just a horrible job aiming, and I pay the price. Hit that one in the water. Now I got to take a drop, and I'm hitting 4 into the green, which is once again guarded by sand on the front. So once again, I make sure I take enough club to get over that sand on the front, which in this case, this shot was only about an 80-yarder, so it was just a partial wedge. Took it in there nicely. Had a look at par. I don't want to get too aggressive. I just want to follow my rule of stopping the ball in that 6-foot circle around the hole we talked about, which I was able to do. Just about sent it off the ridge on the back, but it held on. Tap in bogey. Moving along nicely. Next up, this is a green light hole. The water's about 320, so I'm not worried about reaching it. Just got to hit it somewhat straight, and we'll be in good shape for our approach. Pulled this one a little bit, but really railed on it and put ourselves in a good position left of those trees you see on the course map. Next up, we got about 50 yards in. Now I'm looking at this green sloping right, and I just want to aim at the middle of the green because I know the ball's going to dive to the right, but my feet were lined up poorly. I hit it straight at the flag.
Gonna roll all the way off.
And you see there, it just trickles off the green onto the fringe.
Needed to be left of that.
But that's okay. We've got an 8-footer up here for birdie. Just short. That's okay. Push that up and in for par. Happy with a par. Next up, we had a nice, easy par 3. I said all I got to do is hit it short and right, and I'll be great. Instead, I pulled it long and left, leaving myself this ugly, short-sided chip. Now, I should have just been thinking get it on the green, but I tried to be fancy, flubbed it short. So I decided to trust the Texas wedge. Trying to save a par here. Not quite. Tap in bogey. That's okay. On to hole 9, the last hole. It's another par 5. It's pretty wide open. It's 300 to the water on the left. That tall tree on the right is almost never an issue. And I was able to advance one around the right edge of the fairway here. Really content with that drive. I'm sitting in the fairway. It's a par 5. I got about 250 into the green. And all I want to be thinking about here is advancing the ball. I don't need to hit the green. It's a par 5. Just get clean contact on that ball, move it down the hole, and give yourself a nice, easy third shot so you can get maybe a look at birdie, but pretty much a guaranteed par. But I topped that thing, wanted it too badly, rolled it down the fairway, which again is fine. We only have 120 into the flag. Take my 50, and I swung way too hard. My tempo was off. I pulled it long and left. Still okay. I think I can chip it up and down, but no, I'm trapped right behind this tree. Had a giant stick by my ball, but I checked carefully and it wasn't touching it, so I could move it without moving the ball. But I just had to chip backwards. Stupid. Now I got my 5th shot here. I was really happy with it, but it rolled out so far. Finished the day with a double and 6 over. Not too bad for 9 holes. In 2 months, I've gone from 12.3 to 10.5, and the goal is scratch. Hit that subscribe and follow along.